Disney has a veritable treasure trove of animated classics. And what do I watch? Hanna Montana the movie. It's like my penchant for garbage has tainted me from being a connoisseur of fine art, a trait that'll never get me accepted into academia. But I promise I'll get back to it someday. Stay tuned for my review of Chicken Little, starring everyone's favorite dad, Butt Cluck. Speaking of daddies, let's get back to Billy Ray's daughter. This movie sucks. When I was watching it, I got bored and alternated between that and listening to Devo. But now that I've had time to watch Todd in the Shadows review, I gotta say, it is worse than I thought. First problem, it probably didn't need to be theatrical. The only reason's due to Hannah Montana being a big franchise for Disney at the time. High School Musical 3 went to the big screen. Why not our biggest Disney Channel sitcom? Nobody would pay to see Wizards of Waverly Place or Good Luck Charlie on the big screen. Despite being better shows, they got TV movies. But no, gotta give it to the moneymaker. I was never into Hannah Montana as a kid, and I'll probably never watch the show, so do forgive me if my knowledge is a bit rusty, but I have to warn you, it's not going to be the best of both worlds overview. I don't give a shit about the cast, so let's focus on the big two. Miley Stewart, yes, her last name isn't Cyrus, is a typical teenage girl who, when donning a wig, becomes the international pop star Hannah Montana. I don't like this getup. Yeah, in the show it leads to wacky hijinks, but in real life all that pressure would cause a girl to lose her goddamn mind. And that's all I'll say on the matter. Comparing Miley's character to her real-life self, I'd rather have the fictional one. She seems more approachable and down-to-earth than the Miley Cyrus that hangs out with John Kay. Now her daddy, whoo boy, I fucking hate Robbie Ray. He's one of those dads that goes from stern one moment, a total goofball the next. It's a schizoid personality that irritates me more than endears me to him. Come to think of it, is he a one-hit wonder in the show too? It's fantasy, and they can make it so he had more pop hits, but I guess that's not the case. Billy Ray Cyrus will always be known as a one-hit wonder to me, and a pretty bad one at that. Yes, Tris, I know he's not one since country stars tend to rack up some more hits after their big crossover success, but just let me have this, okay? There's actually a ton of plot threads here. The main one being Miley going to her Tennessee hometown for a Hannah detox, her daddy's words, not mine. It's all about the simple things in life, none of the glitz and glamour California has to offer, like shit-covered sidewalks and rampant pedophilia in the entertainment industry. Yep, just sit back and inhale all that casual homophobia and racism, I tell you what. Beyond that, there's a paparazzi trying to uncover Hannah's secret, a childhood friend having a crush on Miley, Robbie Ray finding a new mommy for her daughter, a greedy land developer wanting to gentrify the town with a mall, everything but the kitchen sink. None of them are focused on too well. For instance, the land developer, he's only prominent in like one scene. They're able to raise the money to save the town near the end. No tension whatsoever. Back to the main plot. I don't care about Miley trying to adjust to life without Hannah on the farm, because they do the whole double life crap in the second act. She has to go from a benefit dinner in her honor to a date with her potential boyfriend at the same time, and it's maddening. Wouldn't it have been easier to have her bestie Lily wear the wig so Miley could go on the date? Lily wore the wig when she arrived in Tennessee. It establishes the precedent whoever wears it is Hannah. It's fucking incredulous. But it does lead to a funny scene where Miley takes off her wig in a revolving door in front of her boyfriend and a little girl. The girl seems heartbroken. Her favorite singer is nothing more than a sham. It's like she found out Santa Claus isn't real, or Bernie Sanders will never be president. I can't help but laugh at how that wig is able to disguise you without needing to change your face or voice. Funny moments, Miley/Hannah's ringtone is the hamster dance. Otherwise, the big haha moments are slapstick extravaganzas. They do nothing for me. Might as well mention the songs. They're mostly country pop from Miley or her daddy. The Hoedown Throwdown is pretty inane. I don't think it counts as hip hop, but whatevs. Taylor Swift shows up to sing a song. and I was kinda shocked she did. This was back when she was a country diva, and I'd imagine this film being theatrical meant they could get a big name like her. But the big song from this picture is The Climb. I hate it. Not only do I consider it grocery store music, but it's such a hollow song. It's a song they have you interpret in remedial English because even a chimpanzee can understand what the lyrics are trying to say. I can't stand artists that try to make big, genuine statement songs. Criticizing capitalism or democracy or what have you is a good way to ensure you'll have a slavish following that'll keep your bank account cozy for a lifetime. Everyone wants to make money, and I'd appreciate it if more musicians were transparent in their ambitions. Kiss may not be great, but I can respect them for being marketing whores. Rage Against the Machine have made a career of fighting the system by licensing their music to Tony Hawk games and going to Disneyland, and I kind of find them disingenuous for doing so. Hell, Roger Waters tours the wall so often because no one gives a shit about his solo albums. He knows Pink Floyd is a cash cow, and he'll milk all the songs he's written for what they're worth. The Climb isn't as radical as the aforementioned examples, but it's still a hollow song nonetheless. It really does sound like it was written by a teenage girl. Near the end, Miley decides she doesn't want to live the double life anymore and takes off her wig in front of thousands of people. Shortly after, everyone demands she keep up the facade as Hanna Montana. It's amazing. Yeah, we don't care about who you really are. You'll always be Hanna to us. We'll keep your secret for you. There's so much wrong with this. 1. Someone in that crowd probably spilled the beans to a friend or on social media. This film did come out when Facebook and Twitter were starting to become mainstream, so I wouldn't doubt their inclusion in here. 2. These people want her to keep the stressful life up. They're so in love with the persona they don't even consider Miley's well-being. She's a plain Jane bitch. You're just a monkey for us, you fucking ape. 3. This movie was supposed to be the show's finale, but it got renewed for another season. So they had to tack on this ending, and it leaves a jarring taste in my mouth. I felt insulted seeing that. Well, not really. I was disinterested the whole time. But let's pretend I was. I'm Jacob, and I'm glad I was able to churn out a decent script for this. Next episode will be a discussion on HBO Max's launch with famous Twitter user iSeason101. And apologies to Todd in the Shadows if I happen to plagiarize anything from him. Okay? Okay.